Book 7. This is the Bach A minor, first movement of the Big Concerto. I am using the Suzuki edition, the recent international edition, so if my bowing or my shifting appears different to what you have in front of you, that could be why. What edition you use to study from is up to you, and there are good reasons to explore different editions for historical accuracy. You might want to consider if you're going to play a Baroque accurate version or whether you're playing a classical interpretation. There's a lot of reasons to use different editions or access different interpretations, and I think it's good to listen to a lot of different interpretations so you can choose what you like, because you need to have your musicianship developing through this piece so you're not playing a carbon copy version of someone else's interpretation. I think it's important that you make decisions about your tone color and phrasing, and that you learn, right? This is all about learning and developing. It's great to record yourself playing this. In a month, you might listen back and think, wow, why did I do that? Or why did I put a crescendo there? Or why did I shift there? That's great. That's part of learning and advancing. So treat it as a journey, and let's have a little play. I'm going to attack the first 4 lines. That's the first chunk of this piece that I think is good. And just in the first 4 lines, we've got phrasing that was back in book 3, right? So if you need to revise your Bach, go back to book 3 and play, I think half of book 3 is by him, right? Yeah, that Bach Bourrée and the Bach Gavotte in D major, really helpful for setting up for this concerto. Likewise, the Bach Gavotte at the start of book 5. So let's have a play. By now, I think you have thoroughly grasped the concept of resonance and resonant intonation and ringing intonation and sympathetic resonance. So if you're not sure which notes should ring, play some identification games and highlight things that trigger a G or a D or an A or an E to make sure that your intonation's really on point. Okay. 1 and 2. Retake, retake, tip, down, shift, shift, now you're probably having flashbacks to double Bach, right? This feeling of we have the same feeling of slurs across the beat, slurs across the bar line, a down bow, and then another one tacked on. It's super similar. Let's just play that first chunk one more time. I am thinking of this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and if you're ever unsure about the length of a note, divide it up into quavers or even semi-quavers. It's a really great way to practice. Alright, so just use your math skills to subdivide and make sure that you're playing notes at the correct length. Again, 1 and 2. Retake, retake, up. Down. Down, down. So I don't think there's anything really untoward or unexplored in that first chunk. So I'm going to move on. If you need to stop and practice your first chunk, please do so. We're shifting into second position, so I'm just going to play the last note up, second, first. Obviously, that's our second chunk, right? Now, those steady semiquavers are where you need to do some good metronome work. So let's play again from upbeat to bar 25, okay, the second chunk. I'll go a little slower in case you need to untangle your shifts, and I would recommend having a pencil nearby so you can mark your shifts in clearly and practice them efficiently. There is no point winging it 5 or 6 times and fudging it and sliding around. Just write the shifting in and then do it right. It makes your life a lot easier. Okay, starting in second position, check your E natural. Yep, make sure you have a nice solid tone between the 3 and the 2 here. The D sometimes gets a little pitchy. 1 and 2. Lean. Shift. 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 Extend. Great. Now, during that whole phrase, I'm quite conscious of keeping my left elbow brought forwards so I can drop my fingers on the strings without too much hassle, especially for that extended fall. The shift that usually goes a little bit haywire, I don't know why, bar 36, playing... Oh, I do know why. It's because it's a third finger shift. We don't do a lot of them. It's a third finger shift because they're the 2 notes that are a semitone, right? The B flat and the A. So that's the shortest distance that you're going to need to shift in that phrase. If you look at all the other notes, they're a full tone apart. Doesn't make sense to shift between any of those. So we pick the pair of notes that are only a semitone apart, and that's where we put the shift. And that's a useful tool to have in your toolbox, thinking, why would that shift be there? Hold on, is it about the interval between the notes? Oh, okay, yeah. Find the pair of notes that's only a semitone. That's where the shift is going to be the fastest because it's the shortest distance. So let's play from 36 again. 36 to the end of that phrase, because then we can practice the third finger shift, the G sharp, F sharp accidentals over in the next 2 bars, grab the 4th finger extension in bar 41, and have a victorious forte ending. Ready? One final thing to consider. There's a lot of down, 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 da, 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 down, 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 da, 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 da. Make sure you're really saving those down bows. So slow the movement of your arm on the down bows so that you don't find yourself getting 2 semiquavers closer to the tip on every bar. Otherwise, you're going to wind up at the tip really fast and your string crossings will go to crap. Okay, let's play that chunk one more time, a little bit more pacily if you're ready for it. 1 and 2. breath and we set the bow on D string, and we've got quite an abrupt feeling going on here. Watch out for the shift in 44 when you have to get to, yeah, F natural up to a D sharp. So it feels to me like moving from first position to fourth position, because that's what you're actually doing. Hold on. No, we don't eat the rubbish bin, but thanks for trying. This is my practice buddy, Monty. I call him my practice buddy, but actually he's more of a practice nuisance because he's been trying to eat stuff out of the rubbish bin while I'm playing. Because you're evil. Yes. Bye. You can head upstairs, I think. Ooh. All right. Distraction out of the way. Let's go. Short bows, détaché feeling. Watch out for that sneaky shift. I hope you practiced it while I stuck Monty out. 1 and 2. First. Third. For me. Cool, let's do that little shifty bit again. I like keeping this from third to first as much as possible. Make sure that your right arm knows what string you're playing on, right? Because this feels like playing this. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice. Again, just be really aware of the level of your right arm and that you are leading your bow down towards the E string. Down, up, go up, then down, and up. Cool. Let's do that chunk again, right? From bar, upbeat to bar 44. Bum, 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 ba-da-da. And make sure that you divide your music into chunks. It makes your life very easy. If you know, in the third chunk, I always get a bit with my bowing. Great. Then before you play through the piece, practice your third chunk 5 times, or whatever chunk it is that is your danger spot. But having clear markings on your music, whether that's little asterisks or a stripe or something highlighted, this is the helpful stuff, okay? This is what helps you do efficient, not time-wasting practice. 1 and 2. Down, up, down, down, power up. Make sure that when you're playing, you have a feeling of your bow working this way, okay? There's a lot of force going, not this, and not crushing the string. Don't let your elbow come out. Make sure that you're pulling the note. Okay. All good. Let's go on. We've played our little cascade down. I think bar 55 needs a lot of comfort. Okay, you need to know in your bones that you go ya da 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 G, back to A string. That's not actually a big deal. We did that in Gothic Gavotte. In book 1, you learned how to cross from G to A and not make a sound in the middle. So this is fine, but make sure that you remember you know how to do that, right? So we've got, make sure the bow stops and pivots and that you don't have weight crushing the bow on the string so you don't get, right? 55, check your C natural. Okay, make sure your finger's on top of the note. Yeah, that 4th finger is a doozy, right? Ready, and. Shift. Shift. So that's a reasonably long chunk, right? I think that if you need to, you can always split it and you can try from the... Right, back from there. And that for me is where some of the intonation can be challenging. Let's play from the upbeat to 73, the trill and the solo. High second position D sharp. That goes frequently out of tune, right? D sharp. Worth probably marking the semitone and toning your music for that. Reach back with the 1 for C natural. I missed my F sharp, sorry. I stay in first here. You can go to second if you prefer. I think the important thing to remember throughout there is wherever you have that low 1, those D sharps, don't make your hand position low, okay? We're keeping the hand in first position. Okay. Shoulder, right, good. Collarbone, elbow under. We're keeping the hand in first position and we're just moving the first finger back. So that then when we shift, we're not shifting from a flat or half position. We're shifting from first position to third position. My hand is still in first position. And that really helps with the intonation when you are playing. Where is it? 83. This. It's still the same distance as always. My thumb is still moving from first position to third position. Okay, I'm just thinking about my distance. My upper arm is still moving from first position to third position. So my muscle memory can still help me because I'm not actually doing anything weird with my hand. I've just reached back for a low 1 and I was up to third position. And that for me is a very helpful way of thinking about the mechanics of what I'm doing. Let's play again from the top of the page, that big chunk, still at a moderate speed. If you need to stop and work on anything or you need to stop and mark in semitones and tones, do it. Second position, find your C natural, get fourth finger right on top of it, bring the elbow through so that you're ready for that quick string crossing. Shift. 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 Down. Up. Okay, new phrase, right? That's the solo at bar 84. I see lots of shifting and lots of string crossing and lots of tones and semitones that you might want marking. Let's have a little play. 1 and 2. First. Third. Drop. Drop. Okay, I'm calling it a halt to that. Check the bowing pattern. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so we need to think about relaxing into our down bows And then just holding back a little bit on our up bows, letting gravity stop us and slow us down so that we don't wind up at the frog. Because 1 down and 3 ups means we're going 2. No, okay, you can see where the math works out on that. So be aware of that feeling. We've got a very circular feeling in our elbow and therefore in our shoulder joint, because you can't move your elbow unless your shoulder's moving freely. So make sure that your abdominal muscles are engaged nicely here so your arms can move freely. Okay, if you're standing with your guts hanging out, you'll have a lot of excess tension in your upper back and you won't be able to play this easily or quickly. So let's play again from 84. 1 and 2. Oh, that's a tone, right? B to A? Yeah, I won't do that semitone again. That was garbage. Drop. Drop. Yes, let's go again. Okay, sorry, I had a wrong note at 94. Do you know what I was thinking? From the solo, 1 and 2. Lean. Lean. Second. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 1. Okay, now the next little bit we're going to take apart. I think the 104-ish to 109 is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, it's the same as the previous stuff. Be careful with your bow management, clean shifting, nice string crossing, blah, 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 blah. If you need to stop and practice that, you know what to do. Let's take a look at the scale that happens in 112. Ba da 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 dum. Interesting. Let's play it. Best advice I can give you, mark that F sharp. Mark the tone between the E and the F sharp. And on the way down, mark the semitone between the G and the F sharp. Because that F sharp goes out of tune all the time. Again, and squash. And then from that third position, we kind of spider our hand up to fourth position. Don't just reach with the 3 because you need your whole hand to go to fourth position for the next phrase. So what actually happens is this. Because we always shift on the old finger that's already touching the string. Goes up a tone to E. Then I put my G on. And then of course my first finger's ready at that E. So, we've got the F sharp in the first scale. In the second scale we have F natural. Again, marking the relationship between the E and the F and the G and the F, because that will help you place your second finger, because we're in fourth position, correctly both times. Let's play again, both scales, the D scale and the E scale. Ready and play. And 2 and 1. F natural, right? Okay, one more time, both scales. And. And 2 and 1. Now, with that second finger on, we're ready to play third finger a tone away for a ringing D. If you're not sure if it's right, use your open string and check it. Easiest thing you can do. Let's play the scale again and get that ringing D, icing on the cake. And. 2 and 1. Cool. Let's play it one more time and keep going. Okay. Just before we do keep going, make sure you've got your shifting clearly marked in for the next few bars. We're in fourth, we quickly drop to third. At the end of the line, we drop to second. By 121, we've dropped out to first position. Okay? And just know where the shifts happen. Mark them clearly. Know what note you're shifting to. Okay, scale. And. And 2 and 1. Shift. Shift. I'm going to start putting the slows in now for the scales. So we're going up, 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 down, 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 down. If you need to play slide staccato a few times, do that, okay? Oh yeah, we've got to get to G string. So on that 3, no rest for the wicked. Make sure your brain's leaping ahead to the next idea, so you use the semiquaver rest to pivot to the G. The only way you can pivot to the G is if your shoulder is willing and able to let your arm swing through. So tension down here in your tummy, no tension up here in your shoulders. Let's play it one more time. From the scales, why not? They always need more practice, right? Let's play the long note before, the minim that slows over the bar line, so that we're both at the tip of the bow, so that we're kind of in the swing of it, and so we practice counting the minim, right? And 1 and 2 and 1. And 2 and 1. Let's just do bar 126 again. And again. Cool. I feel like we've been prepared for this feeling somewhere else. Oh yeah, we did getting from G to E in Gothic Gavotte. Possibly. Depends how you played it, whether you played a fourth finger in Gothic or whether you played an open E. Again, not a new skill though, right? We can do this. Make sure you're in a clear half position, just like you were when you played Perpetual Motion back in book 4. Oh yeah. Oh, we know this. This is easy. We've done this before. Super. Bar 126, let's go a little slowly and walk through it. I use the fingering. Which fingering do I use? Let me just work it out. I use a bit of a hybrid of the way I learnt it when I was a Suzuki kid and the new edition. It's been really tough relearning pieces that I knew in my bones with different fingering and a lot of different bowing. And because my daughter has cannibalized all of my Suzuki books, I now have a fresh, clean set that don't have like anything ever marked in them. So occasionally I think, hey, how do I play that? Just second guess myself. 126, let's go slowly. 1 and cross. D, 2, I shift. Great note to practice to, that A flat. It's that sour grapes note. I always think of it as having a really flavour. And I felt like that since playing it in Concerto in G minor back in book 5. Okay, you hit the A flats on the second page. I really want to be A natural, but it's just not making it. Let's play again, 126. Cross. Okay, let's play that. Again, make sure your fingers are very clearly tones apart. Okay, nothing easy in there. Down. Up. Third, E flat. Oh, tones apart again, right? Up. Tones apart again. Ooh. Okay, let's play again from the A flat at 135. This is a great spot to pick your pencil up, mark your tones and semitones in so you practice it right from the start, right every time. Not, oh crap, now there's a mistake that I have to fix because I did it wrong 20 times. Okay, third position. A flat, really sour grapes note, and same spot again. Now you can see the demi-semiquavers, they really snap and crackle. Right now we're taking them very slowly so that we get the intonation right. As soon as you feel like your intonation is consistent, work on the timing. 1 and 2 and. Down and up. Okay, the tutti kicks in. Let's go one more time from the A flat, and then I think we should be able to play right to the end. Let's have a go. Down, cross, second position, solo, tutti, solo, tutti, There you have it. Make sure you know which parts are tutti and which parts are solo, because you need to change the voice that you're playing in. And that's not just about turning your volume up or down. It's about having a solo voice and then kind of stepping back into the crowd and then stepping forwards again and being out the front and then stepping back into the crowd again. And I think it's also important to know that, because on your solo sections you can lean a little bit, you can employ a little bit of rubato, you can phrase a little bit more. When you're playing tutti, you need to fit in, right? There's a whole orchestra behind you, and if you lean on a note, things are going to go bad. So don't do that. Let's play through the whole thing. Yeah, okay. I am using the music. I really, there are 2 spots in here where I like to employ old fingering. So rather than show you errors or confusion, I'll just do a sneaky page turn. What I would recommend doing, I haven't done in my new books yet, photocopy the first page and stick it, I'm sure you know this, stick it here so that you've got 1, 2, 3 and you don't need to page turn. Okay, it's a really intelligent thing to do, and I don't know why I haven't done it yet here. Okay. Forte, strong abdomen, loose shoulders, loose arms. 1 and 2. Reset, reset, up. been of help. Stay tuned for the next movements.